What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. It's been a couple of weeks, but since I'm back home, I decided there wasn't no doubt about it. I was going to turn the camera on and come out here and shoot the shit with you guys for a little while. Because the weather's nice, it's a Sunday afternoon, and I ain't got shit to do. You know, I was doing a little bit of thinking. I watch a little bit of Manosphere, not much anymore, but I watch a little bit of it, and it's always the same old thing. You know, on one end you got the black pillars, and for years they've just been saying the same thing. It's all about looks. And over here you got the red pillars. The red pillars been saying the same old thing, you know. They lean towards money, status, and hypergamy, things like that. And then you got the pickup artists. They lean towards game and social skills and charisma and whatnot. Yeah, same old thing, right? Repeating the same old stuff for the last 10 years. And it's kind of odd. All of these guys will come on YouTube, attack each other, and argue with each other. And, oh, sure, whatever. If that's what you feel like you have to do, then go ahead and do it. But I think that's a stupid strategy. You know, I think it's a stupid move. What I like to do is try to understand the perspective of each, you know, different faction. You know, see where they're coming from. Try to understand what type of points they're trying to make, rather than bicker and argue. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But I did notice one thing. You know, there's one thing that all three of them have in common. You know, and that is that whether you're using your looks, whether you're using your social skills, or whether you're using money and status and whatever, you're using this for the same purpose. You're using this to influence other people. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video, influence. You know, obviously money and status can influence people. Obviously social skills and charisma can influence people. And even looks. You know, the main reason why looks matter is because they have the ability to influence people. You know, that's why they choose models that look the way they do. They influence people to buy clothes. You know, that's why they choose models to eat Big Macs in the commercials. You see a model eating a Big Mac, you know, and your monkey brain kicks in and says, ooh, if I eat a Big Mac, I'm going to look like a fucking model. So you go and you get the Big Mac. You know, it's just the way, it's the way people are, you know. But it's all about influence. So in dating, you know, if you're a single guy or if you're in a relationship, whether you're a man or a woman, you know, if you want to be good at dating, you have to be good at influencing people. People that are good at influencing people are really good at dating. People that aren't suck at dating. It's always going to be that way. You know, so no matter what you are, okay, whether you're a 6'4" gigachad, you know, a really objectively good-looking woman, a short, ugly dude, whatever, you know, no matter what you are, you have to get good at influencing people if you want to be good at dating. You know, people tend to pair bond with people that are pretty close to their equal, right? I went to the grocery store this morning. At the grocery store, I saw a couple. One couple, the guy was 6'4", gigachad, handsome face. His wife was 5'9", long legs, physically fit, beautiful woman. You know, I saw another couple. The guy was 5'4", his wife was 4'11". They're both heavy, out of shape, looked like they stunk, but they were happily married. Right, that's the way the world works. We pair bond with people that are equals. But what influences this pair bond? Or I kind of just gave it away. What triggers this pair bond? And it's the ability to influence each other. It's not just the man influencing the woman. It's equal. They both have to do it. The woman has to influence you to want to be with her, and you have to influence her to want to follow your lead, follow your directions, so on and so forth. Well, here's how you get good at influencing people. You have to give people instructions. So if you're a single guy or a single woman, whatever, if you've got a woman's phone number, or even if you're on a dating app, let's go real simple. You're on a dating app. I know most of you people don't get out there. You're not out there putting the work in public anymore. You're on your computers and phones, but whatever. You're on a dating app. Well, it's a pretty simple process. You tell a woman, here's my phone number, text me. You've given her instructions, right? If she follows your instructions, you give her a good conversation. Okay, well, she followed your instructions. Now she can trust your instructions, right? Because that's the second part. When you give people instructions, they have to develop a trust for you. It has to trigger a response in their brain where they say, okay, when I follow this person's instructions, my life actually gets better. Okay, so give her your number. She texts you. Good conversation. You say, I want to take you out to dinner. Meet me at this restaurant. You show her a special night, a good night. Maybe you say, come over to my place tonight. I've got something I want to do for you. She follows your instructions again. You do something special for her. It could be something as simple as, I think you should quit smoking. It's bad for you. I think you should quit drinking. It's bad for you. You show her the evidence, the proof. She follows your instructions, and her life gets better. Right? That's influence. It is being comfortable, instructing people to do things, and having good intentions. Allowing them to develop trust in your leadership. It makes a lady's life a lot easier when you give her good instructions. I'll tell you, you want to know one thing that women hate the most? And I've probably accidentally done this myself. Most guys out there are doing this and they don't realize it. You meet a woman and you like her, you want to talk to her. So you're having conversations, but it's not really going anywhere. You're kind of like waiting for her to make a move, or you're expecting something just to happen. It's not going to happen. Sometimes it will, but it's rare. Most of the time, you're going to have to instruct her to do something. Or, if she's a dominant woman, maybe she'll instruct you to do something. And then the two of you do that thing, and now the pair bonding can begin to initiate. The trust building initiates. Does that make sense? You can do things the right way. You can do things in a reasonable way. Or you can do things in a fucked up, toxic way. Okay? If you're able to do this the right way, you can have healthy relationships. Let's say a woman, let's say you've been talking to a woman on the phone and you've hung out a couple of times, and she sends you a text message and says, I want you to come over tonight. I want to show you something. A lot of guys are so hardcore, alpha male, that they'll be like, oh hell no, this bitch told me to do something, I ain't gonna do it. But you gotta have balance. You know what I mean? You gotta sometimes allow her to give you instructions. It's part of the game. It's part of the relationship. You go over there and maybe you get something really good, and then you realize, okay, I like to influence this woman. I like to steer us in the right direction, steer the ship in the right direction. But sometimes it's cool to fall back, let her take the wheel for a second, and see what she has to offer, see what she brings to the table. You know, because if you don't do it that way, you're going to go the fucked up toxic route. And a lot of these new, 2020 and beyond dating coaches, they tell you all this shit. Ignore women, never express yourself, all of this weird shit, right? Like all this super over the top, overcompensating faux masculinity. It's bizarre, but look, if you can't create a healthy pair bond, you're going to have to create a trauma bond. And a lot of them are teaching you guys that. Charging you a lot of money to teach you that too, by the way. Not good. But again, I'm not here to diss. That's not what I want to do. But I just wanted to explain that, because if you're a guy out there and you get good at influencing people, you can pretty much make just about anything happen. And that's not cope. Actually, that is cope. Cope means to overcome. All this time when I saw people write cope in the comment section, I thought they were using that as like code word for bullshit. But I looked up the definition of cope. Cope means to overcome. Okay, yeah, so if you're not very good looking, if you're not rich, you don't have a lot going on for yourself, you can cope by developing influence and getting what you want. Make sense? Good. Now, I suppose that's essentially all that it comes down to, but I guess the key point that you have to remember, the key element here involved, is instructing people to do things, having good intentions, and when they follow your instructions, they get good results. You genuinely make their life better, if that makes sense. And when you do this, then they're going to want to follow your instructions, right? Moving forward, they're going to say, yeah, I should follow this person's instructions. And that's how you bond with somebody. I think that's basically as simple as I can put it. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot of, rhetoric out there where people lean too far in one direction, whether it's black pill, red pill, or pickup. They lean way too far in one when they need to incorporate all three. If you could build yourself up and be the person that you wanted to be, you'd make yourself handsome as hell, you'd make yourself rich as fuck, and you'd make yourself, you'd be the most socially skilled man in the world. You'd have them all. But unfortunately, we can't all have it all. Like, what percentage of men out there have everything? They're handsome, they're rich, and they're charming. That's like 1% of men, at best. You're never going to be that, for the other 99%. So, you got to make the choice. And you'd be surprised the response that you can get from women. Just instructing them to do things. Call me tonight. Meet me at this restaurant. I want you to do this. There's something I want to show you. I need you to come here. Being assertive, being direct, telling them exactly what you expect, exactly what you want. And on the backside of that, them seeing a reward from it. This is following your instruction is rewarding for them. And that's it. But hey guys, I suppose I won't ramble anymore. And I hope this video was somewhat informative. And that's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.